everyone. My name is Stewart Black, and I'm with Acclaim Energy. I want to spend a few minutes today discussing the very basics of a microgrid and how they operate and how they can benefit real estate developers by providing resilient and reliable electricity for new and existing projects and its tenants, of course. So, as you may know, access to reliable electricity that is suitable for your tenants' needs is becoming more difficult to come by and cannot be taken for granted, especially for non-residential developments that have exceptionally large load profiles. Today, we need to think in terms of how to serve a new development with power that not only meets the tenant's load demand, but also keeps their business running in the event of an emergency or an extended power outage. Microgrids are not a new concept. They've actually been around and operational for 20 plus years, but they're becoming a lot more relevant today. So what is a microgrid? Well, it's basically a small scale grid that can produce and distribute electricity similar to that of the utility grid, but it serves a very specific designated area. And this could be a single building, a campus, or a neighborhood. It could have multiple generation types. Sometimes they're referred to as distributed energy resources. And these resources could include generators, solar panels, batteries, fuel cells, or a combination of these. Microgrids are operated by technology that enables them to do very specific and special things. They can connect to the utility grid and operate in parallel with the grid, or they can isolate or what they call island from the utility grid by closing all the access points off from the greater grid. So a microgrid is typically activated when there's a power outage, and that is when it isolates and islands itself from the grid and turns on its generation. So it will then distribute electricity within its service areas with its on-site generation from that point forward. The benefits, obviously, it'll provide resilient power supply to the businesses it serves by keeping the lights on so they can remain productive. It also provides reliable power supply when the larger grid goes down. It can also support the greater grid by exporting power during peak load demands to the greater grid. So essentially, it's selling electricity into the market, and this generates revenue, and that's a very value added piece. It can also reduce your electric costs by participating with the grid through various demand response programs and load shedding events, which also generates revenue, another plus. So when a microgrid is in island mode, it operates completely independently of the greater grid and it serves just the service area alone, which is the core benefit for those within it. So the technology that surrounds the microgrid enables it to run programs that achieve specific goals, similar to peak load shedding, demand response programs, economic response, to name a few. But we're expecting more of these new ERCOT programs to start emerging into the ERCOT market in Texas that will further expand and incentivize grid participation in the very near future, which means that these programs and others like it will become much more valuable over time. So, what are some of the drivers for tenants in their site selection process? What's moving them to one property over the next? Well, I think it's safe to say that sustainability has become a predominant theme amongst the industry leaders today. Sustainability typically means people are looking to reduce consumption, they're driving innovation, they want to maximize their savings, they want to lower their carbon emissions footprint. Microgrids can help support sustainable strategies like this, especially when you consider one, how you're procuring your electricity, two, how you're managing your energy risk and your electricity contract, and how are you procuring low carbon resource mix that's providing that electricity. You can also improve the efficiency and reduce cost with your development. So developers and landlords are starting to look at resiliency, reliability, and sustainability much more closely now due to what is driving their tenants' needs. That's why it's becoming more important to brand your development in a way that speaks to the sustainability goals and what your development can offer to drive tenants in that site selection process. So, what is driving your desired tenant mix, and why would they choose your site over the next? Well, take, for instance, a biomedical campus. They're solely focused on resiliency. They need the power on at all times and they need guaranteed power. That's their primary goal. Manufacturing facilities. A manufacturing plant typically has large concentrated electrical loads. Capacity to serve this load may not be available at the proposed site or could require significant upgrades, but microgrids can help because they're modular and they can be developed in phases to help bridge the gap while the upgrades are being made. Our electrical challenges are not going away anytime soon, and a microgrid solution can add a great deal of value and help overcome some of these challenges for your development. So if you want to provide your tenants with the benefits of exceptional energy resilience and superior economic benefit while receiving the highest reliability available, I encourage you to take a closer look at a microgrid solution by reaching out to Acclaim Energy. But I really appreciate you sharing your time with me today, and I thank you very much, and look forward to speaking to you in the future.